What if one day, when the law is no longer able to protect the common people, someone emerges as the very embodiment of justice itself? Someone who doesn't just fight criminals, but also the system that allows crime to thrive. This is a story of hope, rage, and the struggle against injustice, wrapped in intense action and powerful mythology. In a region that still holds fast to ancestral traditions, society lives under the shadow of influential figures. Those with money and positions can easily bend the law to their will, while ordinary people can only accept their fate. Yet, amid these conditions, a legend circulates, a legend about a guardian who will appear when evil has crossed the line. Some dismiss it as a mere fairy tale, while others believe that one day, the guardian will return. The story centers on a man named Sarvanan. In the eyes of many, he is just an ordinary man trying to live a quiet life. But deep within him, there is something different. Sarvanan possesses an incredibly powerful sense of justice. He cannot stand seeing the weak oppressed by those in power. One day, a tragic event shakes the community. The victims, who should have received protection, find themselves trapped in a corrupt system instead. Case after case vanishes without resolution. Witnesses are silenced. Evidence disappears. And the perpetrators continue to roam free. Slowly, the people begin to lose hope. As time goes on, Sarvanan realizes that the problem they face is no ordinary criminal act. There is a network of power operating behind the scenes, controlling everything from corrupt officials to those who exploit the law for personal gain. The common people are turned into victims. They are extorted, deceived, and even forced to surrender before they can fight for their rights. Most painfully, all of this is done under the guise of legality. This is the most dangerous form of evil, not because it is done in secrecy, but because it is committed out of open defiance. At a time when the public begins to lose all faith, Sarvanan makes his move. Initially, he only helps a few victims. The enemy Sarvanan faces is not just a single individual, but a system deeply rooted for years. Every time he manages to expose one truth, a new and bigger lie emerges. Every small victory is always paid for with immense risk. Threats begin to close in from all directions. Yet, it is this very pressure that makes his resolve even stronger. He realizes that his struggle is no longer just for himself, but for everyone who has been voiceless all this time. When all the secrets begin to come to light, the conflict reaches its absolute peak. The people are forced to make a choice: remain silent and accept the injustice, or stand with those brave enough to fight back. The battle that takes place is not just physical, it is a war between fear and courage, between greed and justice, between power and truth. However, the more the truth is uncovered, the greater the threat he must face. Many warn him to stop, telling him that fighting the system is impossible. But Sarvanan does not back down. He believes that fear is the oppressor's greatest weapon. If everyone is afraid, then evil will always win. As the journey unfolds, several events occur that are difficult to explain logically. People begin to link Sarvanan to the ancient guardian of legend, which until now was considered mere folklore. Some believe he is just an ordinary man, while others are convinced that a greater power is at work through him. This mystery is precisely what makes the story so gripping, as the line between man and legend becomes increasingly blurred. This story is not, however, the more the truth is uncovered, the greater the threat he must face. Many warn him to stop, telling him that fighting the system is impossible. But Sarvanan does not back down. He believes that fear is the oppressor's greatest weapon. If everyone is afraid, then evil will always win. As the journey unfolds, several events occur that are difficult to explain logically. People begin to link Sarvanan to the ancient guardian of legend, which until now was considered mere folklore. Some believe he is just an ordinary man, while others are convinced that a greater power is at work through him. This mystery is precisely what makes the story so gripping, as the line between man and legend becomes increasingly blurred. This story is not merely about a hero, it is about hope. It is about the conviction that even within a broken system, there are still people brave enough to fight for the truth. What will we do when we see injustice happening right before our eyes? Do we choose silence? Or do we dare to stand up and fight? Because sometimes, heroes are not those with extraordinary powers. Rather, they are the ones who choose to do what is right when everyone else chooses to give up. All ends and watch the full movie.